to introduce one of our neighbors from Pennsylvania who's been living in this hellhole, Dave KAGAN. You may have seen him recently on the short film called Heavy Fraffic, which is on YouTube. It's a piece from the upcoming documentary Groundswell. Please welcome our neighbor and friend, Dave KAGAN. Where is Dave? Here he is.
Thank you, Mara.
Thank you.
Hello from the war zone. May I have 5 minutes of your time instead of the 3 that I was told I could have? Or should take? May I have 5 minutes instead of 3? Yes. I wrote this out so I don't miss what I want to say. Hello to all of you environmentally aware and environmentally caring people, and any media folks who are here. My name is Dave KAGAN, and I've come to tell you what life is like now at Ground Zero, where I live along Pine Creek in north central Pennsylvania, a state that I am now sorely ashamed of. In our Pennsylvania State Constitution, Article 1, Section 27 states, quote, "The people have a right to clean air, pure water, and to the preservation of the natural, scenic, historic, and aesthetic values of the environment. Pennsylvania's public natural resources are the common property of all the people, including generations yet to come. As trustee of these resources, the Commonwealth shall conserve and maintain them for the benefit of all the people." End quote. Well, I'm here to tell you that the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania has made a mockery of the words in this section of its Constitution, deciding to wed and then bed with this predatory corporate Marcellus shale gas hydraulic fracturing, in short, fracking industry. At first, our past Democratic Governor Ed Rendell, and now our Republican Governor Tom Corbett, and the majority of our legislators have allowed our forests and agricultural lands, and now even our residential areas, with the recent passage of the notorious gas-friendly so-called Act 13, to become the backyard of a chemical works. New Yorkers, be very, very, very strong in your resistance to this awful fracking industry.
We will! No gas holes in here.
If New York allows fracking for natural gas, the invasion will begin with seismic testing, including the laying of miles and miles and miles of cable and recording machines throughout your mountains, farm fields, and communities, and along and across your roads, with eardrum-splitting helicopters overhead for months, transporting supplies and hovering over your mountains and homes to read seismic images. If New York allows fracking, you will suffer intensely from the noise, dust, diesel pollution, traffic congestion, accidents, and road damage caused by hundreds and hundreds of industry trucks, huge 18-wheelers, triaxles, and an army of white pickup trucks on your roads every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for years, carrying fresh water, fracked water, sand, stones, all the excavating machines, well pipes, and supplies necessary for digging the wells, and the downed trees stripped off the land by the industry's well pads and access roads. If New York allows fracking, you will see your forest land exploited, stripped of its trees to make way for the many well pads, water and gas pipelines, holding ponds and tanks, and access roads. Wildlife and plant territories and boundaries will be disrupted. Dead wildlife will increase on and along your roads. Hiking trails will be interrupted. Hunting areas made off limits. If New York allows fracking, you will suffer from spills of highly toxic brine/frack water, both at well sites and from trucks traveling along your roads, both by accident and by intent. If New York allows fracking, you will see withdrawals of billions of gallons of fresh water from your waterways, fresh water that will be lost forever in the bowels of the earth. If New York allows fracking, you will see landlords, out of greed, raising their rents up to triple what they had been, causing severe hardships to your citizens, especially the poor and the older. If New York allows fracking, you will be saddened by seeing families and friends split apart by the omnipresent greed, people hoping to become rich in this gold rush atmosphere. If New York allows fracking, you will worry constantly about your and your family's health, from potential pollution of your water to methane and diesel emissions to spills from websites, holding ponds and trucks. If New York allows fracking, you will cry in the night from being awakened by the rumbling trucks and from your nightmares about this nightmare industry. If New York allows fracking and you value a tranquil lifestyle, loving relationships, a vital connection to the environment, and care for anything more than money in this world, you will be shocked, saddened, angered, and frustrated to see all this fractured by the Marcellus shale gas hydraulic fracturing industry, predatory corporate capitalism at its absolute worst. Many have told me that it is useless to try to fight against this terrible industry, that it can't be stopped, that the money involved is so great that nothing can be done. Well, a long time ago, Ecuadorian poet Jose Olmedo wrote, quote, "He who does not hope to win has already lost," end quote. And 17th century French essayist La Rochefoucauld said, quote, "Nothing is impossible. There are ways that lead to everything. And if we had sufficient will, we should always have sufficient means. It is often merely for an excuse that we say things are impossible." New Yorkers, work as hard as you can to stop the fracking industry from ruining your land and lives. And always be very proud of your striving against an industry associated with greed, pollution, death, the exploitation of the earth, and a parasitic relationship with nature. Always be very proud. Always be very proud of having taken instead a firm stand in support of a living, loving, symbiotic connection of man with the natural world. Fight them with everything you've got. No fracking! 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 I've taken enough time. Thank you for fighting.